Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Check out our large assortment of logo merch and our lifestyle collection as well. Just head over to abvnetwork.com and click on Shop. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebartogo.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk to Tim Swiat about his bourbon journey. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Agley, along with our special guests, Tim Swiat, Jen Fosnot, and Kathy Cool.
Hey, gang, what's up?
How we doing, Steve? How we doing?
Good. Everyone is good. Going to be a fun night here. First show of 5. This is always a challenge. This is the it's a marathon. So, yes, we have to.
Sober show.
Yeah, exactly. So this is as sober as we're going to be tonight. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. All right. Kathy, you said there's something you want to talk about. What is that?
Yeah, I have a question for you. You get a free 1 week, all expenses paid vacation anywhere in the world, but you can never go back there again.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Yeah.
Where do you go?
I have it.
Okay.
So any of the nice islands in the South Pacific, not Hawaii, all the other ones that don't belong to us, because that time change is going to fuck with me. I'm not going to be happy for like 2 weeks after. I think that's one and done for me, that area.
Okay.
Your Bora Bora, Vanuatu, Fiji.
Like Bora Bora, Fiji. One and done for me. I don't want to deal with those time changes.
Yeah. Now, Kathy, again, you're making the rules here. So if I say like Kauai versus Hawaii in general, the other islands, can I just mark off one of them? Because I've never been to Kauai and I'd like to go, but I think that's going to be a one-time thing. But man, for a week, expense paid, that'd be nice.
I'm going to say, sure.
Are you going to? Oh, okay. So that's what I'll do then. That's what I'll do. I'll just go to Kauai.
I think you're kind of a rule bender. But...
My other one was going to be Yellowstone inside the park. That was going to be my backup in the wintertime. And I've been to Yellowstone before. I'd like to see it at least one more time. So that would not be bad, where you could really stay at the nice lodges. I'm always at the budget lodges. If I could do it a one-time thing, I would do like the really nice lodge, go in the winter.
Then you can never go back.
But I could never go back.
Yellowstone Lodge on West Thumb, Yellowstone Lake. Oh yeah.
Living it up, man.
That's something.
Yeah, I love Yellowstone. So that's my backup if Kathy decides down the road. I'd make the legal move.
I like to do something like very far east. Go, like my son spent some time in Thailand. Just something so different than anything I've ever done before.
It's dogs attacking him, folks. Yeah.
He's getting into podcasting the last couple of times.
He wants to get on the show. Absolutely.
Yes.
But something in the I would like to do something like Thailand or something like that, just something totally different.
Okay. Tim, how about you, man?
Jim, I'm kind of with you on the Far East. You get your shots, you kind of go over there, you do the whole thing. Hopefully, you don't come back with worms, and you're good to go. But you can do that anywhere. I would think it's going to be all expense paid. I'm going like Mongolia, Nepal. Something in there, Kathmandu. Let's go. Let's really get at it. And then I that's like bucket list. I'm done. I could probably move along from there. That's something I would never do. I wouldn't do anything. It's who knows how organized that type of trip would be, but something really nuts like that. And let's go at it and have some fun and be done.
All right, Kathy, you asked the question. What are your thoughts?
I know, and I realize how unprepared I am.
You should be the one that's prepared. Yeah.
Let's go to Branson, Missouri.
I'm going to go with the Galapagos Islands.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm going to Galapagos Islands.
Yeah, that's definitely a once in a lifetime type of deal. No doubt.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very cool. All right. Well, guess what, gang? It is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with the guy whose bourbon journey we're going to be hearing about. Let's start with Tim.
I am drinking a very travel-ready Neely Family Distillery. This is the Legend Single Barrel.
Okay. Oh, that was legit terrible.
I think I heard his grunt of effort more
Yes.
than I heard the bottle pop.
It wasn't a one-cheek squeak. And I've
There
got
might have
topics
been some
about that.
flatulence there. So
Yes.
the problem with Tim is we don't have anybody to check him. So he's our sound
That's right.
engineer.
Sound
So he can get away with whatever. And anything goes when it comes to Tim. Yeah. All right, McNew, what do you got?
So we actually opened this one already today. It's from Moondrops Distillery in Fortville, Indiana, like 10 minutes from me.
I saw that. That looked interesting. So
We had a good time after.
branding's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Not much there. It sounds like it just got opened today.
Synthetic cork. It was real good the first time. It's never going to do anything again.
Yeah. Synthetic. Yeah. Kathy, how about you?
I too have a Neely's. It's very
Okay.
low.
Oh yeah. That one's down there.
This is Autumn Vanilla.
Autumn
I think
vanilla.
I'm still killing this one
Okay.
from a while ago.
Okay. No.
Anything?
Not much there. Not much there. I think McNew's got the lead. It's bad. And I don't expect much better here. I got the Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit, an old Fantail bottle. This is almost empty too, so I don't think I'm going to get a lot. Jim, this is yours for the winning. So get into Heidi's secret stash of unopened bottles. You'll win. Here we go. Quiet on the set, folks. That's enough to take the lead. That's enough to take
I
the lead.
would say. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but again, easy to beat, Jim. What do you got?
I do have a new bottle of Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond.
Hopefully Mike
So-
Muffle comes into play.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, there it is. That's a win.
There it is.
That's a win. That's a win.
Yep.
All right. Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
Salud.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, it's going to be time to hear about Tim's bourbon journey. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley of the ABV Network. Let's talk about the people who make this show happen. First up is Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Company founder Andy Lang started distilling as a hobby while serving his country as an elite Green Beret. Andy distilled all over the world during his time in the military and brought this passion back to him in the U.S. when he returned home. A visit to Leatherwood combines Andy Lang's unique distilled spirits and a museum of artifacts from his time serving the U.S. Share a drink with a fallen soldier at their bar where you can grab an acrylic bio off the wall that celebrates the individuals who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect his or her country. They will also ship their distilled spirits directly to you, so check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at neelyfamilydistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky. Danny, though, you are between Jim and Victory. What do you got?
I have an Indiana rye,
Sure, Danny.
tumble dice.
Cumblebeiss. Yes, I love Cumblebeiss. I'm sure that's the name of the brand, Cumblebeiss. Sure.
Tumble
Let's hear the-
dice.
Oh, tumble dice. Okay.
Yes.
Let's
Freddie Mills of Ruse.
Okay. Freddie Mills of Ruse.
So we're about to pop it.
No, that was all desk is what that was. All desk, no pop. Jim wins. So Jim, you got it there, man.
Hey.
Congrats, Jim.
Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we have Tim Swiat, Bourbon. I almost said welcome back to the Bourbon Journey.
Bourbon Journey. Yeah.
So hung up.
Okay.
The Bourbon Daily, Tim's Bourbon Journey.
All right. Tim, I've got a question for you that has nothing to do with your bourbon journey, but I heard it this week, and it's a question that we've asked many times. Who is going to be the next distillery to open, to start a BTAC collection? Now, again, not calling it BTAC or anything of that nature because that's already taken, but in, that same type of thing. And did you see Heaven Hill announce they're doing a heritage series that's going to be the oldest age stuff by individual brands and stuff like that? The question is finally answered. It's Heaven Hill. They're doing it.
It is Heaven Hill.
Do you think they listened to the show? You think they heard the show and be like, God damn, that's a good idea. Listen to Akeley.
I think they did.
I got Akeley paused here. Listen to this.
Yep. Hey, listen, they'll get the marketing team in here. Akeley's got a gem here again.
Gather around, everybody. Gather around. He's got one. This is what this is gold.
Grass. We got to get this on this boat.
Start the lawsuit, Steve.
So that was pretty good, right? I mean, I've asked this question, and it's finally answered. It's Heaven Hill. So congratulations to them. I'll be interested in those. Of course, we probably won't be able to get them. You know how that stuff is. It's super hard to get, but
forget it.
It'll be fun. It doesn't look like at least at first they're going to do like the BTAC collection where they release them all at once. It looks like it's going to be as they come up or whatever. So the first one's like a 17-year-old. I forget what it even is. So, but yeah, they're doing it. So it's kind of cool.
They had that 27-year one time. I think they released it. I don't know if you guys have seen that one. I had a friend of mine ended up having that and brought that in. Oh my goodness. I don't know how they got it to age that long. They must have forgotten barrel. Must have been right in the middle of a warehouse someplace.
Yeah.
But that was really something. If they can do something with that, it'd be interesting to see what they do.
Did you like that bottle?
I actually did. I didn't mind it. I found it to be very similar to that Evan Williams 23. I got like maple pancakes, like breakfast in a bottle. I didn't find it over oaked or anything like that. It could have had a good pull too as well from that bottle. But who knows?
It's amazing those big heritage brands that are just pumping out that much have these older stocks that they tend to use because, again, they're low volume barrels. There's not a whole lot they can do with them. They use them for, adding character to blends that they're doing and stuff like that, as opposed to allowing us to try, 17-year-old products typically or stuff like that. So, yeah, it's interesting stuff.
Yeah. Well, they heard you, Steve. It shows the power of the Bourbon Daily or the Bourbon Journey, either one.
Yeah, exactly. Tim, I'll get the first question. We like to have everybody ask a question. I'll get the first one going. Tell us about your bourbon journey, though. Where did this thing start? When did you start to realize you were a bourbon guy?
So I started realizing I was a bourbon guy. I want to say the start was in 2002 at the Hilton Hotel Frontenac in St. Louis at the bar. Yeah. I was a vodka gimlet guy. And the bartender there said, "Oh, no, try this," and handed me Maker's Mark. Just a Maker's Mark neat. Then he said, "Drink it however you want after that." So after that, I signed up that evening for the ambassador side.
The Frontenac is that's some cash there. That's old school money. Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Oh, yeah, that was a beautiful hotel. So I ended up being there. I got lucky because I was there when there was some local election going on, and the election party was there. So not only did I finish up at the bar, I also worked my way into the election party afterwards. It was party with a bunch of people I don't know and donors, and bourbon's flying, whiskey's flying, whatever. But yeah, no, it was a bartender. I wish I could remember his name at the Hotel Frontenac that put Maker's Mark in front of me, and ever since then, it's been going forward from there.
It's been a journey ever since then. So, yeah, very cool. Kathy, what do you want to know about Tim and his bourbon journey?
Well, I know you've been doing the tasting stuff for the ABV. Tell me about some of those events and what you like about them, or what they're like, or.
Excellent question. They're education events at first. So what's interesting is you'll have we've done, Steve, probably about 10. I know in total, before ABV, probably about 20 events so far. And each one of them has been unique and different. So with those tastings, we do everything blind. And our big seller is the 5 spirit tasting, which the average price of the bottle is $50. So right off the bat, you kill the pappy hunters, you kill anybody looking for something unique. And with it being blinds, we'll throw like a Scotch, an Irish, a bourbon, an American rye, and a Canadian in there. And you'd be surprised where you see your big bourbon guys and gals say, "Oh my gosh, that's absolutely a bourbon," and it's a Canadian rye or something like that. So really, what's a lot of fun is, I think the unique part of that whole tasting event that we do is the breakout groups into small groups and coming back, and everybody comes in with their own little bias on what they're tasting, and then we put a poll up, and then they bet on the poll, and they're wrong, and they realize that there's a lot of values in great whiskey at $50 and below.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
I think the education of it, and when you have, we did a couple in-person events. We had one client of ours brought us back for a second event, and we did completely different whiskeys and had them all on their heels. These are all whiskey drinkers. You know, they're drinking 2-4 handles of Blanton's coming in. So these are folks that spend the money. They know what they're doing. They know what they're drinking. And I had a guy say, "Well, I'm a Scotch guy all day long. I never, this, that, or the other." And I blew his mind away with a Taiwanese whiskey he's never even heard of. And he's like, "This is $50. You're kidding me." He's like, "I've never tasted anything like this. I thought I tasted everything on the planet." So it's really the education of it.
Yeah.
So you said you've only done a couple in person. Are they normally Zooms?
They're normally Zooms. Yeah. All from the comforts of your home. Yeah. So we've done 2 in-persons, and we actually had one client got our name. They were all 100% based in Canada. And they got our name through word of mouth and everything, and they hired us just to speak. And we helped them pick the whiskeys. They sent out to all the clients, and that was 85 people on that one. And it was a lot of fun. So when like the breakout groups, myself or one of our special guests or Patrick, my cousin who helps me out with it, will pop into the breakout groups, and it's funny in the small breakout groups where the magic happens, because that's where the questions come in. Like, "Can I add water to this? This seems really hot. I could try to neat. I just don't enjoy it." And I said, "Well, add water to it, add ice to it, whatever you want to do." And then we'll come back into the larger groups and we'll kind of break down a lot of those, any of the nuances or the silly questions. And, in this small breakout groups, you don't call somebody out. Then you see more people nod and say, "Oh, I can do that. That's okay." And you really start breaking down some of the barriers of entry that folks have, and I guess you want to call it pretentiousness of drinking whiskey, and trying to break down the barriers of the different styles.
Yeah. We recently added a little bonus in there. We do those events online, but you can add a bourbon celebrity on there. So we got Bronner, and we're doing our first one with Bronner, where someone has added Bronner to the thing.
Did
so
they
that's
get to pick their bourbon celebrity, or was this?
It was just Bronner. It's just we're going to see how that goes, and if it likes it and people really start doing it, then we could potentially add some more. But I didn't want to put out like a whole palette, and then you got to deal with schedules and all that. So I was just we'll start with Bronner and see how that goes, and maybe go.
Bronner's an awesome choice.
Yeah.
He's just so
that one's a fundraiser. Yeah, we're finding some unique fundraising opportunities utilizing this type of format to do a fundraiser, and Bronner's coming in, and we're going to pick 2 of his whiskeys,
which is cool.
And we'll do 3. He'll be a part of the event. He'll be in the small groups, kind of rotate through whatever we have for the number we got, and then the last 2 he'll take us through his Buzzard's Roost and his story. So that really dials it up a notch.
Yeah. Yep. McNew, what do you want to know?
Yeah, so when did it escalate, Tim? So you were like, "Hey, I had makers at a bar. This was fantastic." When does it change from, "Hey, I'm ordering at a bar. I kind of like it," to, "I want to have hundreds of bottles. I want to get into tastings"? When did that come about?
That would be my first formal trip to Kentucky with my brother doing the Bourbon Trail, when that finally kicked out in like 2007.
Yeah.
It was funny.
It's a changer, right? Going there and seeing it. And
see it.
It changes everything for you. It did it for me too.
And coming down there as a rookie, not knowing I'm walking into the Four Roses distillery, not the bottling, the barrel facility. Went to the distillery, and our tour guide was Al Young.
Yeah.
I didn't connect the dots on that until we watched the premiere of Blending is Trending. I didn't know the people, the celebrities, the history. I had no idea. You hear some of the names, but you didn't connect it. Then I realized I'm seeing Al Young on the video. I'm like, holy shit. He was our tour guide back in 2007. Oh my goodness! Now I connect all the dots with that, because we're not that connected to it up, where I'm at. And until you make that visit, that's when it really went on fire from there.
Yeah. Tim and I connected. We ran into each other randomly. I was at Neely Family Distillery hanging out, as I do, and Tim was there with his family. And I get in a lot of those conversations because Neely always does that. He always like, hey, this guy's a big deal in the world of bourbon and all that. So you have a lot of those conversations. I don't really think anything of it. I mean, Tim's interested in it and ultimately signed up for the club, and that was great. But because he didn't really become active right away either. It wasn't until the pandemic that all of a sudden you became like really involved in the ABV network.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I work 50, 60 hours a week, and then I'm also a dad too as well. I mean, job's demanding, everything's demanding, and the outlet of being able to sit in front of a computer screen for an hour was never there. Mm-hmm. So trying to go to like the liquor stores and try to plan on the weekends, I've got all the kid stuff going on. So it's hard to connect with it. This whole forum just absolutely changed the game when it comes down, I think, connecting the industry and just connecting people. As much as we make fun of Zoom or virtual meetings or something like that, it's
huge for us. It's huge.
Just huge.
Yeah. Having people from across the country, we could never connect with fans the way we have after the pandemic by using Zoom, because we do a lot, even if you do a lot of events, and we're doing a lot of live events now. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount that we're doing. But again, we're not going to connect with the largest bases we can do with our Zoom thing because people can't make it in. We have fans that are out in California and, all over the place, up in Boston and, the East Coast. And it allows us to, have an event and have people from everywhere at the same time enjoying whiskey. It's cool.
Overall, that's what's the humbling part about even the tasting events is that is where people are coming from, where they find out about you and they end up buying a ticket or they're tied with somebody. They're all over the country. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you think about, Steve, like when the pandemic first happened, the panic of, oh crap, how am I going to make money? Yep. And I got to believe the pandemic was actually good for you overall for for what you do.
I hate to say it because it's a terrible thing, but it's the best thing that could have happened to us. Really. I mean, and Jim knows me long enough. I've been through this twice in my life. The first time when Jim helped me out, he was a store manager at Total Wine, and I'm just struggling to find my way into the business. I had lost my job. I have no income, and I whatever I can scrape together, and it wasn't a lot. I'm just trying to do this thing. And Jim offered me the ability to have a classroom at Total Wine, and I could sell tickets to that, and that gave me steady income. That income that I could basically, because I knew I could get 25 people in the class, 25 times whatever the ticket is. I can make that amount every month. That's pretty exciting when you don't have any money coming in. So that was a big deal for me. And then, and Jim was side by side with me as I built this thing up and was doing really good. And then the pandemic hits and I lose a lot, at least half of our Patreon people gone like the next week, because they're like, and it was all nice notes and 100% legitimate. I don't know if I'm losing my job. I've been sent home. I can't work. And then every one of our sponsors, every single one of them, other than Isabel Clark, left us, stopped advertising. So all my income literally went away. And I looked at what I had saved, and this is March. And I said, okay, I can pay the bills through June. And it's over. Unless I want to go get a loan to keep the ABV network going, it's over. And then, we said, and I see this thing on Zoom about, and it's controversial. It was not remember when Zoom was just starting, they were like, oh, people can hack it. Well, they're putting their passwords out online. They'll be like, here's our meeting. And of course, idiots show up and they, it's like a school board meeting and idiots show up. And,
we even did some test wins, like on a random night. We're like, how the hell is this?
We had to test it. Yeah, we had to test it. We're literally doing events, fake events, just to see if we could use the software at all. But then we do it and it explodes immediately. People pick up on it. It was cool. Yeah.
If that didn't come in, because you're right, Steve. Because we met in September 2019. That was my third or fourth. That was my fourth trip down to Kentucky, where I feel like I now, like, people would call me, hey, how do you organize a trip? And that's when I got away from the heritage brands. I'm like, let me find everybody off the map.
Yeah.
I don't want to know where they're at. I want to drive down a 2-lane dirt road. I don't care where it's at. Let me go find where whiskey's really being made, not industrially made. And that's where I'll never forget. Royce is coming in his time period outfit, filming a video. It ends up being in the gift shop. That's a family video now. And that's when I'll never forget Marshmallow Black Belt, probably my most favorite single barrel from them. We pour for that, and we had the whole family sign, and Royce's youngest brother signed too as well, signed that bottle. And it was nice to be able to give it back to him and say, listen, whatever you want to do with it. That's not something I'm going to toss away. And it's family. It's just I felt a real good connection with Neely and the family, and then meeting you. And then, gosh, those virtual events, that's what kept my sanity going.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people said that it was something you could do. There's so little you could do during that time, and we had those events. So yeah, it was cool.
Only do so many crossword jigsaw puzzles.
Yeah, no one had invented Wordle yet, so we didn't even have that.
Right.
We were waiting for Wordle to be invented. We're like, what can we do until Wordle gets invented? So yeah. Jim, how about anything else you want to know about Tim?
You kind of stole. I was going to ask about how you guys got together, but I will ask, of all the bottles you have, is there a unicorn you're chasing? Is there something out there, whether it's a Dusty or something else that you haven't had the opportunity to try yet that is on your kind of bucket list of, I want to try that one?
There are a couple now. Bourbon wise, anything cabin still or anything like that from back, and I find like out of the Dusties that I've tasted, I've done a number of Wes's events, and those things are if you're not doing those, you got to test on those. Those things are amazing what he finds and compares. That whole '60s time frame. And if I can get a bottle of the old Fitzgerald back then, because if you read the book about Pappy Van Winkle himself, there's a story in there about him selling whiskey, old Fitzgerald, up in Milwaukee, up along the lake at a bar there. And anything out of there that time, the '60s coming out of Stitzel-Weller, I think is kind of the unicorns I really chase for, try to find, and very hard to do. But I think the bottles that really I search for, try to save up for, and try to go find if I can get them is my father really enjoys peated Scotch. So for his 70th birthday, I went and I was able to find a bottle of 25-year-old Lefroy and was able to pick that up. And then I'm trying to work for a 30-year and a 35 and save up the shekels for that is kind of the things to piece together before he's retired now and doing his thing. And he started Scotch, and then I handed him Neely, and then opened him up to bourbon, and then it's a lot of fun. But the one thing we do have is probably about every 5 years, I'm going to try to see if I can find get some of that extra age Scotch. It's a lot of money, but the memories out of that bottle really matter. It's only his too. So he's got his bottle of any of the gifts I bought him. He has his own bottle with his own label on it that I put on there for him. And the mooches in the family don't get to touch those at all.
Yeah.
It's kind of the memories.
A customer of mine from Total Wine, he collects Scott. He wouldn't buy anything under 30 years old. Yeah. And we were supposed to be getting a Macallan. So I think it was like a 77-year-old. We're going to be like the second oldest release ever. One bottle was coming in the state of Missouri, and it was $67,000 for the bottle. And he was buying it if I could have got my hands on it.
Crazy.
Unbelievable.
I mean, he bought a $37,000 bottle off of me there. So
yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah, I'm not that kind of a swinger. But getting up to 400, 500, 600, 700, up to 1,000 on a bottle. Now that's got to be for a darn good reason if I'm going to put out that kind of money.
That's why I try not to get into Scotch, because I can get the best bourbons in the world for $200 or less. Really, and Scotches, man, you're entry level, at $100.
Yeah. So, last question for you, Tim. Who from the world of bourbon have you not met yet that you would like to? Who would you like to meet?
What's interesting is Maggie Kimbrell. I started picking up Whiskey Magazine and reading American Whiskey Magazine. Her writing and her articles tied with cigars and tobaccos. I do enjoy cigars every now and then as well. It may not be large slug, but the vision of her writing and being able to talk to her and just listen to her paint a tapestry of words like she does in her articles would be really something to meet in person.
That's cool.
She's a spectacularly talented writer, and I really enjoy when that American Whiskey Magazine comes in and things like that. Those one of the first few articles I'm reaching for.
I love Maggie
is
Kimbrell.
what she's putting out.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's so great. We're supposed to do an event with her. So
she's funny. Like if you like.
Oh yeah, she's funny. Yeah,
she's so funny. She's great.
She's very funny. Yes. So we're supposed to do a cigar thing with her. So you have to make it to that. So that'd be we just got to get it on the schedule. So we've already talked with her about it. So yeah, we'd love to do that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. All right. On that note, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Kathy, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook. I am Kathy Cool.
All right, Tim.
You can find my bourbon journey on Instagram at SwyGuy2112 and the tasting and events page at abvnetwork.com.
Jim.
You can find me on Facebook at Jim Fazza or on Instagram at FazJim, FAZZJIM.
All right, McNew.
on the Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Night.
See ya.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.